it's always better to call the rescuers in such a case. This is how helpless a formidable rhinoceros can become if circumstances are unfavorable for him. People literally had to cut him out from that fence so that this story would have a happy ending. When the water freezes, alligators slow down their metabolism and leave their noses sticking out on the surface to breathe. But thanks to the help of volunteers, some of them didn't have to go through all that trouble. Don't try this yourself. This owl had resigned itself to a grim fate and was simply waiting for a predator to arrive. However, these people found it first, and they did everything they could to give their new son, Roger, all the help he needed. It looks like Mom abandoned her kitten in the worst possible place during a downpour. But now, this little angel has nothing but warm baths and all the love it deserves. Now at first, this little guy was very scared because his hand got stuck in some bamboo. But once he realized that this human was here to help, he felt quite embarrassed. This kitten was so desperate to find its mother that it went out into the open to attract someone's attention.
Oh my goodness! Where's your mommy?
And to this woman's surprise, it turned out that she had saved a wild lynx. This horse was paralyzed with fear in the middle of a rushing river, but the rescue workers did everything in their power for the horse to make it. Nobody knows how a giant Pacific Ocean octopus got to the bay, but it was obvious that without humans' help, this was where the ocean creature's life would end. Rescuers heard a desperate cry for help from a little bear cub who had gotten itself trapped. Several teams had to join forces to free it so the little one could get back to its mother. Animals suffer the most from forest fires, and this fawn would have been just another statistic had it not caught the eye of a rescue team. Now it's in safe hands. A true friend will find a way to help you. This dog's buddy put all of its strength and desperation into a loud cry. Do you remember how Rambo was left tied in the mud and it almost broke his spirit? This bear accidentally got in the same trap for 13 hours. He could barely keep afloat when people spotted him and came to the rescue. Do you have any idea how hard it is for firefighters to find survivors in a fire? It's a miracle they noticed the unconscious cat. Just look how they did everything to bring it back to life with no hesitation. When the farmer saved this rabbit from the harvester at the last moment, he was hoping for some gratitude. But this fella laughs in the eyes of death. Everybody's fine, no worries. If I saw that sad face in the window, I'd give him my last piece of food, wouldn't you? It pains me to say this, but this fox was clearly aware that there's no salvation for her. But people decided to intervene, and just look what it led to. A camel's endurance doesn't matter if it can't walk. This poor soul was stuck in a hole on the side of the road, and it could only hope that people would care. But look at this huge rescue operation. When the frightened little elk came to this man's car and asked for help, he opened the door for him without hesitation. And for that, he was fired from his job. What would you do if you were him? Just look at this little hedgehog taking its meds. Let's wish him a quick recovery. For us, it's just a water tank, but for these camels, it's the real oasis in the middle of the desert that saved their lives. This sloth has gone too far trying to find his lost family. He never would have caught up with them if that girl hadn't picked him up. I'm no expert, but she saved around 20 years for him. Now, I'll show you what real will to live is. This pigeon did not give up, and with a little help from people, made it. And it worked. I've never seen anyone happier than this eagle who was lucky enough to receive some fish from people for nothing. Sometimes, even bears do things they aren't proud of. Let's hope this brave rescuer doesn't tell anybody about what happened. This koala was probably just trying to find some gold in an old mine, but instead ended up stuck at a depth of 4.5 meters. Thanks to some human ingenuity, it got a chance to see the light again. Stranded in a dry pond, this crocodile's fate was all but sealed, until this couple decided to celebrate their anniversary here. But you better call the pros anyway. This is what a rhino rescue can look like. The animal was struggling with overheating, so the only way to cool it off was to cover it with mud. For some reason, this leopard decided that its only chance at survival was to ask this man for help, and I'm sure that he was able to reach him. Have you ever seen a friendly alligator? Well, this one is used to getting help from humans and isn't shy about asking for it. Don't try this at home. This man is a professional. When rescuers found this hyena, it was too exhausted and could do nothing but let out a pitiful moan. Fortunately, now she has a new lease on life. In hot weather, even snakes need water to stay alive, but you should never try to feed them with your own hands unless you're a pro. And that's all for today. These animals asked for help loud enough to be heard, and it saved their lives. Maybe you have a story to tell. Share it to the Safe Haven. When the discomfort from the cactus needles became unbearable for this wild donkey, he decided to find someone with the opposable thumbs, and this ask for help was heard. For a 7-month-old leopard, paralysis spelled a grim and agonizing fate. But dedicated volunteers pulled out all the stops to grant this beautiful cub a second chance at life. So it turns out that crocodiles aren't lurking in New York sewers, but can be found in Chinese roads. It took a whole team of professional rescuers to free this one, but they didn't know they were saving a whole family. This woman didn't hesitate to switch into superhero mode when someone's desperate cries for help reached her ears. Everything's gonna be alright for this kitten now. Storks usually bring human babies to people, but something went wrong this time. Now, this baby stork is a part of this couple's family and already learning to fly. This man is a hero. He not only provides help and rehabilitation for sick, wild animals, but knows how to create bonds with them, so he can literally carry them on their shoulders. Do not try it yourself. This cow was smart enough to stop a bunch of cyclists for her trapped baby. Just look how Mama's trying to calm down a scared little one. Pro rescuers knew all the risks when they decided to capture and transport a crocodile to its natural habitat, and it was totally worth it. Never try this yourself. This woman thought that the cat distribution system chose her this time, but she actually saved the life of a wild panther. These cubs had a choice: die without their mother or find a way to survive, and their courage saved their lives.